because what people say and what their reactions do are two different things. If everybody, and one of the things that you want to learn as a manager or as a person, or even as you go through life, is you want to understand that your words mean nothing. Okay, saying stuff doesn't mean anything. What do you do? How do you follow it up? That's more important. Okay, see, like you guys, like our assistants, one of the things that they just know that I'm going to be there. Okay, like there is no doubt in their mind that I will be at that office whenever I say I'm going to be there, because I am always there. I'm there on time. I'm there when I need to be, and that's something that creates my character. And so, and if I didn't show up one day, they would probably be amazed, like what the heck happened. So the point is that your words, now I could say I'm on time all the time, but I just am. And so your actions speak 100 times more than the words that you're saying. So please always remember that. When people tell me goals, I just kind of okay, well, let's see what your actions are. That's my thing. Okay, so so the point is that here's why I wanted to have this meeting. Oh, and going back to being a leader. All right, so if you want to be a key staff member, if you want to be a leader of an organization, if you want to be an assistant manager, if you want to be a manager, if you want to be anything, okay, you have to do things that are different than most people. 2% of the population owns about 98% of the wealth, okay? And there's a reason for that, because that 2% does things that the other 98% isn't willing to do. I read an article about Donald Trump. I like to read about Donald Trump. And he said, yeah, most people want my money, but they ain't willing to work as hard as I work. He's like, I wake up every morning at 7 o'clock. I'm on the phone, doing deals until like 10. He's like, I'm on the phone at 7. He's like, I wake up at 6 o'clock every morning because when you're dealing with contractors and construction people, you got to be up early in the morning. And he's like, I've probably done more by 1 o'clock in the afternoon than most people will do the entire day, with all the phone calls and the work that I get done. And he's like, and that's fine. He's like, some people don't want to do that kind of work. And he's like, and that's fine. But then don't come to me and ask me to have my kind of money. Because you're not willing to pay the price, then you're not going to get the pay. So so that's just how it goes. Jolly yesterday in our car coming back from the division meeting was talking about Jenna Reynoso's numbers. And guys, you know what? I even catch myself doing it. I saw yeah, we beat Billy by like $100. But if you didn't notice, Levittown almost doubled us. They did like 55,000, almost 60 grand. So now it's very easy, and I caught myself even doing it, saying, well, they've got Jenna Reynoso at 12,000, and they've got Mike Arrieta, and they've got RJ Agarwal, and they've got these really high-powered FSM. So of course they're going to win. And you know what? That's BS, because when Jolly went over to Jen, didn't know who she was, and she was like, how the heck did you do it? And Jenna just did a lot of demos. She didn't have a super high average order. I think she did like 7 demos in one day, and then the other day she did like she had like 8 or 9 sales one day, and she was just working her tail off. Okay, and she didn't work like that every day, but she worked like that. I mean, she had an average order like $200. But she just did more work, and so So the point is that these guys are just college students. They're just people, just like the people on this call. It's just a matter of them doing the work, and they understand the concept of, hey, you know what? I get to work hard. I get to play hard. I get a lot of money for what I do. For doing, I think she maybe did 25 to 30 presentations over the last week, okay? And so that's what most of you said you wanted to do when you came into our job. And the reason why she made $6,000, for doing that kind of work. And most of that was sold, in the last week. So here's the point. What I wanted to get to you guys, and the reason why I wanted to have a schedule out, is I want to talk about having a $10,000 push, how to make it happen, and how to get that number, which is really important, and understanding that the number isn't anything. You commit to the work? Okay, you commit to doing the demos. You commit to doing the phone calls. You commit to waking up and doing the things and sticking to a schedule. Okay, that is how you do it. It has nothing to do with how much you sell, or how good you are at selling, or how good you are at doing this or that, or how many homemakers you sell. That is not it. The top reps just understand that I just have to commit to the work. The results will come. See, the thing is that what we forget sometimes with our business is that, guys, it is a sales business. It is not a it's not a business where you go and you stand there for an hour. And you guys understand it's a numbers game. Okay, as much as we say that, you have to understand it, really completely understand it. CVS and Macy's and every single sales operation, their main game is how many people can I get to walk in my store? Why does Macy's have the biggest parking lot of any mall, in any store, in any mall, ever, and everywhere in the country? Well, because they want most people to park by Macy's and walk through their store. Okay, that's why they buy all that extra land. Because if you can't park someplace else, you're going to park by Macy's and walk through Macy's. That's why they confuse people when you go in. That's why they put the escalator in the middle of Macy's. Because you have to walk around the escalator and look at more stuff. If you want to go to the bathroom at Macy's, you got to go all the way to the top floor, way in the back corner, look at all our merchandise, and then you can go to the bathroom. Okay? That's why they try to confuse people. And there's no aisles. There's no really good aisles. You just have to. It's just confusing because you get lost. I mean, you got to look at more stuff as you're trying to find your way out of the store. Okay, where do we park our car? I can't even figure it out. Okay, well, that's done on purpose. All right, there's no clocks in Macy's. You know why? Because they don't want you to know how long you've been shopping there. And they just want you to look as much stuff as possible, and they know if you keep looking, eventually you'll buy something. And I don't think anybody opens up a Macy's and says, well, what if nobody comes in this store? What if we don't do well? Okay, they just go, let's just do all the things we're supposed to do, and that's how you do it. Okay, when I open my office, I go, what if I don't have any reps? What if my reps can't sell? I don't do that. I just say, you know what, I'm going to hire a receptionist. I'm going to make the phone ring. I'm going to put out a lot of advertising. There's a lot of people to walk in the office, and I'll find people like the people who are on this call right now. And I just know that will happen. It's a numbers game. Just like you guys have a numbers game with demos, I have a numbers game with reps. Right? The more people walk in my office, the more likely I am to find good reps like yourselves. And that's just how it goes, guys. So the point is that you got to commit to the work. That's all you got to commit to, and it ain't that hard. It's really not that much work. I love when people leave our company and they go, well, they go get another job, and all they do is just go to another job that makes them sit down and do, and makes them work for 30 hours a week. Nobody in our company, other than our top reps, you actually do 30 hours a week of work. Okay, but they go to another job and they pay them $7 an hour, where we pay you 17 and more. I mean, for those of you guys that sell, a lot more. Okay, so we pay a lot more, but you have to do the work yourself. You have to commit yourself to doing it. So here's a couple things you can write down for your notes. Number one, if you want to do a $10,000 push, I'm going to talk about a $10,000 push, and I'm going to talk about becoming a stable representative. Those are the two things I want from the people who woke up this morning to get on my call. All right, first off, if you want to do a $10,000 push in 10 days, now some of you guys are like, I want to do more. Well, great. Well, that's fine. I'm not going to water down your goals. But let's talk about getting to 10,000, because you need to appreciate the number. Okay, no one on this call sold $10,000 yet. Okay, and some of you have been here for more than 2 weeks already. So first off, you have to have respect for the numbers. When reps write down, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, like, that's nice. I'm glad, but I don't really think that they understand what that means. It's like somebody saying, who's getting D's all semester long. Oh, I'm going to get an A this semester. All right, well, are you willing to do the work to get an A? Just saying I want an A. So the first thing is, if you want to do 10K in the next 2 weeks, here is the number that you have to hit. Don't worry about 10K. You have to hit 40 appointments. Okay, it's 40 appointments, guys. It's always the same. Even with in brand new, when you guys were brand new in training, I told you for your fast start, if you want to do 3,000, you have to do 20 appointments. If you want to do 4,000, you got to do. If you want to do 6,000, you got to do 30. If you want to do 10, you got to do 40. Okay. Now, if you're a little bit more experienced, and you're at like $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 in sales already, and you're starting to get the hang of it,